How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? How you getting it in? Body getting it funny. What's going on, people? Oh, here we are back again talking about Omar. The killer who killed 49 people and left 53 people injured. I'll give you another update on this. This is the second update as far as from yesterday. You know, in case you don't know, Omar is the one who went inside of the nightclub called Paul's in Orlando, Florida. Went inside and killed 49 people, 53 injured, 27 people are still in the hospital as we speak of now. Now, I don't know if you know about this, but it's like really new right about now, but Omar's wife, his current wife, Noor Salman. Okay, now Noor Salman, because you know this, but she actually knew about the ammunition that he went to buy, and she was with him, and she said she allegedly, she was trying to talk him out of it, you know, as far as killing. So she drove into the Paul's nightclub one time before all this stuff transpired, and allegedly she said that she was trying to talk him out of it. Now it's up in a conflict because they feel as though if she knew this type of thing that was going to take place, why did she not contact the police? It would make much more sense. And she said she tried to talk him out of it and stuff like that, and she also was with him when he brought the ammunition. Anyway, I'm going to shoot a video over to you so you can see exactly what happened and stuff and reference to that.
Right now, and good afternoon, I'm Rob Schmidt, and several breaking angles to tell you about regarding the nightclub massacre in Orlando. Here is the very latest here at noon. NBC News learned just a short time ago that the gunman's wife knew about her husband's plan and tried to talk him out of it. We also just heard from a victim and doctors who are on duty and who rushed to work that fateful night. 27 people remain in the hospital right now, 6 of them still in critical condition. President Obama will travel to Orlando on Thursday to honor the victims. He's also expected to talk about the shooting, to address the media at any minute now after meeting with his National Security Council. And when that happens, we, of course, will bring that to you live. But right now, News 4's Chris Glorioso is in the newsroom with this latest major development, exactly what the suspect's wife knew prior to this attack. Chris.
Well, Rob, NBC News has learned Omar Mateen's current wife, Noor, told the FBI that she drove her husband to the Pulse nightclub on a prior occasion. Several officials familiar with her comments say the wife was also with her husband when he bought ammunition and a holster. Now, according to these sources, the wife claims she tried to talk her husband out of conducting any sort of attack. We're told law enforcement, though, are considering filing criminal charges against the shooter's wife for failing to alert the police about what she knew before the attack. At this point, though, no decisions have been made about criminal charges. The wife is being described as cooperative with investigators. Since the nightclub massacre, Noor has been staying at the home of the shooter's father in Port St. Lucie, Florida. We should also point out that before marrying Noor, the Orlando shooter had a previous marriage that ended with his then wife leaving him in fear for her own safety. She has said the killer never exhibited jihadist tendencies, but that he was violent and physically abusive. Of course, investigators trying to get as much information from the people close to the Orlando shooter, and one of those closest people, his current wife, will continue to monitor what they are able to learn from her.
You know, it's still up in the air because they're still saying as far as being on Grindr.
FBI is now looking into claims Mateen was on gay dating apps such as Grindr, but it's unclear what his intentions were on those apps.
Website, and they're saying that they're not really sure. You know, it's still up in the air because they can't. Things are just not making sense to them, and they were saying, you know, it's not adding up. You're on a gay website, you have to see you're inside of a gay bar, and you're gonna pledge to ISIS and all stuff. Anyway, let me just know this. At 5 years old, in the 5th grade, he had threatened to shoot up the school. He got suspended for 2 weeks. And also, remember 9/11 when the towers came falling, and when they come and shot, they basically blasted showers and ran the airplanes into the towers. Bin Laden. Okay. he said that Bin Laden was his uncle. He just seemed to be very amazed and enthused, and some type of, to me it just feels like he needed to get some type of, he wanted to be known. So I guess, you know, he said that's his uncle. I guess he could join his uncle in that. Anyway, that being said, now if you know about this, but it's at the Pulse nightclub. There was actually people inside, and you know, you at the bar and stuff, playing their music and stuff, enjoying their music and stuff, and then they heard the shots and stuff. And as they heard the shots, they thought it was, once again, they thought it was part of the music that was playing inside the nightclub. Here's the person right here that was playing with her video phone when all of a sudden the shots came out.
By a victim inside the nightclub the moment the shooter opened fire.
I'm at the club.
Just after 2 a.m. Sunday morning, as Pulse nightclub readies for closing, Omar Mateen sprays a barrage of bullets into a crowd of more than 300 people. Witnesses believe the initial gunfire is part of the music.
I was just dancing to music, and you hear a bang, bang. So, you know, you just think it's the music, so it's just the bass. But really, it's just like not even, I don't know, 150 feet in front of you. Literally, there's people being shot down.
What we thought was gunshots as part of the music, 4 shots, bop, 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 bop. And, but for some reason, it was different.
An off-duty police officer working at the front entrance of the club engages in a gun battle, firing several rounds at the shooter. Additional officers respond and get into another firefight with the gunman, forcing him to retreat to the bathroom, where officials say he held several hostages. Around 2:30 a.m., the gunman calls 911 from the bathroom, pledging allegiance to ISIS, support for Hezbollah and al-Nusra terror groups, and solidarity with the Boston bombers and Abu Salha, the American suicide bomber who killed himself in Syria.
And there were 3 different calls. He called and he hung up. He called again and spoke briefly with the dispatcher, and then he hung up. And then the dispatcher called him back again, and they spoke briefly. So there were 3 total calls.
He was cool and calm when he was making those phone calls to us.
At 5 a.m., a SWAT team uses an explosion and an armored vehicle to break through the wall of a different bathroom, rescuing dozens more people.
That was a breach. That was a breach.
The gunman emerged from the same hole in the wall, firing on officers with a handgun and a long gun. He is killed in the battle.
All I saw was cops coming in, people rushing out, and you could just hear the guns just going off. That's all you heard was bang, bang, bang.
Today, FBI Director James Comey said the FBI looked into his ties with the American suicide bomber Abu Salha, who was fighting with ISIS enemy al-Nusra Front, adding confusion to investigators about the motivation behind the attack.
There are strong indications of radicalization by this killer and of potential inspiration by foreign terrorist organizations.
Authorities continue to sift through every aspect of the shooter's life, looking for any connections he may have had to terror groups.
At this stage, we see no clear evidence that he was directed externally. Also, at this stage, is no direct evidence that he was part of a larger plot.
Okay. Oh. Now, I don't even know about this, but it was supposed to be alleged he's been going there for like 3 years to the Pulse nightclub, and he was very known there. He wasn't like he was someone that was coming to for his first time, so he was there pretty regular for 3 years. Now, I don't know how long this is supposed to take place as far as him have to get everything together as before he tried to make his big killing spree, but he was there for 3 years. And to me, I feel as though, my personal opinion, by him being Muslim, his father was against it and stuff. Her father used to make fun of gay people, and his father was the one kind of like pushing, you know, the gay thing, you know, making fun of him as a suppressed person being gay. And father who's making fun of gay people, his father's probably said even more of that as far as, you know, he does not approve of this behavior. So his son kept it inside, bottled up inside, and he was basically acting out on it. Now, if you remember before, I talked about a video in reference to guys who on a DL who beat their women because they can't deal with their sexuality. Well, anyway, there was people on the inside. There was a Patreon that said he was there a few times. He actually was trying to pick up one of the guys that
was reportedly a regular at the venue. According to the Orlando Sentinel, at least 4 people who regularly frequent the gay nightclub had seen Omar Mateen there before Sunday's attack. One witness told the paper, sometimes he would go over in the corner and sit and drink by himself, and other times he would get so drunk he was loud and belligerent. And even employees at Paul seemed to remember the suspect. A performer at the club told CNN he'd seen him at the club dozens of times. He said in an interview with Anderson Cooper, he was very friendly when we said hi. He didn't seem like the kind of guy who just did what he did. It makes no sense. These reports came just hours after thousands gathered Monday in downtown Orlando for a vigil to honor the victims of the shooting.
We will not be defined by the act of a cowardly hater. We will be defined by how we respond, how we treat each other.
President Obama is scheduled to travel to Orlando Thursday, so he too can pay tribute to the victims. A motive for the shooting is still unclear.
Okay, you know, it's sad. 3 years he's been going there, and you know, the thing about it is that now they're trying to say, you know, they're not really sure they can bring up the current wife, not the ex-wife, because remember the ex-wife, he's the beater her. So they're trying to decide what they're going to bring up on charges and stuff. But this just thing, you know, they were saying in reference to Nora Salmon, you know, she knew, because someone reported asked her, you know, did you know?
Nora Salmon visited a potential target with her husband in advance of the attack at Pulse nightclub. They're trying to determine if she knew he was planning an attack.
Did you know your husband was going to do this?
Sources tell CNN she has been providing helpful insight to investigators. For the first time, we're seeing inside the couple's apartment. Clothes and children's toys can be seen scattered on the ground. Investigators have seized items in searches of this home and those of the shooter's relatives, including a Dell computer, smartphone, digital camera, and related media. Sources tell CNN Omar Mateen was consuming large quantities of jihadi propaganda online, including ISIS beheading videos.
The killer took in extremist information and propaganda over the internet. He appears to have been an angry, disturbed, unstable young man who became radicalized.
As authorities piece together clues painting a picture of the shooter's life, CNN is learning more about his movements in the hours leading up to the attack. Investigators say they used cell phone tower data to determine that he spent several hours the day before the shooting at Disney Springs, a shopping and entertainment center in the Orlando area, before the attack at the Pulse nightclub early Sunday morning. Law enforcement sources tell CNN he also visited Disney Springs and the Pulse nightclub at the beginning of June. Investigators believe the visits were intended to conduct surveillance of the locations.
What are you hearing in terms of the gunman hanging out prior to the shooting inside that club?
I was hearing that from some of the patrons that were there. He'd actually been there, was hanging out, and I'm like, wow, really?
Performer at Pulse nightclub tells CNN Mateen visited the club dozens of times, averaging a couple visits a month over 3 years.
So, you know, and right about now she's staying with her father-in-law, you know, the Omar's father, you know, over there in Florida and stuff. So, like I said before, it's going to be a lot more to this story that's coming out. Of course, President Obama has talked about it, and there's still a lot of speculations because people want answers, and basically they're throwing everything together, trying to figure out what exactly was the reason why this, and if he was gay or if he wasn't gay, what the case may be, why would he commit this type of act. You know, but that's kind of going inside the mind of a monster. Any really been said. I just want to put that out there as far as, in case you didn't know, the wife was there. She drove, well, I don't know if she was there, but she drove him to Pulse. Now, the thing about it was, I talked about this before, and the thing that I wish they would do, just my personal opinion, we talked about this before as reference to someone said the guy that was sitting out saying there was another woman that was there with a vest. Was the wife with him at Paul's nightclub, and she got out? Because when they first said it, they said it was 4 people. And like I said before, they said it was a woman with a vest. She was lined up. Was she let out? This is what I'm thinking. She could ran out the club and stuff. I don't know if she was there around it, but it's just that she drove, so I don't know. This is speculation, what I'm thinking. There was a woman there that had a vest on.
Female name, and that was playing dead, or, you know, because he's saying that she has a bombing vest and he has one too. female name, and that was playing dead, or because he's saying she has a bombing vest.
Now remind you, he and his wife went to go pick up the ammunition, so she could have possibly had a vest there with him. She already knew where he was going. She drove him there before. She knew the act that was going to take place. Allegedly, she tried to talk him out of it, but was she there? Is there some type of footage that could be seen, whether they could see that she was actually there with him? Because my thing is this, they said it was a woman there, and he said it was a woman there who had a vest on, in reference to him casting out this massacre. Anyway, the being said, my personal feelings, like I said before, I just don't think he carried it out by himself, and I believe that he saw when things were going wrong. He sent her a ride, so she got away, and she's basically riding it out, but I don't know. Just my opinion, this is speculation on my part. I believe she's just riding it out. Like I said before, some of the people that was being interviewed, I don't think that he was, something's not right. But I do remember him saying a woman, and then she happened to rear her opinion about now, and she's corroborating, but I just wonder if she's going to actually tell the truth, that she's actually there. But this is my opinion as far as that's speculation. So, allegedly, she's corroborating. Anyway, being said, I just want to put it out there as far as the update on it for day, the second update on this story, okay? Thank you for watching. Catch the rain.